Hello everyone, I'm joined today by the hit scan sensation himself, Mr. Sojan. I'm joined by Quartz. And actually Quartz, I want to start right there because I don't know if you see on like a lot of the podcasts and everywhere else, everyone always talks about you're potentially the best hit scan in the world. How where do you rate yourself? Where would you put yourself in like the power rankings in the world on hit scan?
Uh, I would definitely put myself at the top, but I don't know about the best. I appreciate anyone who says that I'm the best, but I don't think so.
No, was there anyone maybe because obviously you went to the boot camp in Korea? Was there anyone you played over there where you thought
Yeah.
like, this guy's insane?
I mean, the bootcamp in Korea, we rarely played Hitscan since it was the Summer
Like,
Chase EMEA, I think.
or like the
Yeah, so
Doomfist, yeah.
yeah. But overall, like I think Korean Hitscans are insane. Like Lip and Chai, but Chai is Chinese, so yeah, like these two are really good too.
Okay, and then I want to ask you because you sort of touched on that. Your Doomfist meta feels so long ago now. We've had several patches since. We even
Yeah.
got another patch yesterday, which would have been 2 days before your first game in top 8. How do you feel about the frequency of these patch changes?
Uh, I mean, I'm gonna talk about specifically the patch that came out yesterday. I don't think it matters much. Like, yeah, we were good on Mauga comp, but even if we go back to Ram comp, we were still really good at that comp too. So, I mean, I would like the Mauga comp, but it's fine if we go back to Ram comp. So it doesn't like affect us much, you know?
Well, yeah, because obviously that was the patch where I guess your group stage was quite easy in the end, but even in the Swiss stage when you played like Spray Check, you still beat them in the RAM mirror as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've been practicing with Ram comp for like the past 7 months. We basically got everything perfect in it.
yeah, I was gonna say it sort of looked like it maybe would have lined up for you either way, right? Because Korea was playing a lot of like Malga Sim Sojin, which is obviously a
Yeah.
very comfortable comp for you and everyone.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick though, do you think your team was you would have preferred the RAM patch or you would have preferred the Malga patch?
Uh, I mean, for me, I would obviously prefer the Mauga comp since even APAC teams, I mean, Korean teams have to play the Mauga comp and we can just mirror everyone. And I think we're really good on that Mauga comp mirror. But now, if we go back to Rom comp, I think Korean teams are going to go back to playing dive. And that's what we struggle a bit against. But shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, I would definitely prefer the Mauga comp since everyone is going to be playing it and you just have to mirror it and play better.
What's it looked like for you guys? Because obviously, I think for a lot of teams who were playing yesterday, the patch came out during scrims. Was that the
Yeah.
same for you?
Yeah. It was just a bit scrim. Like we were playing at the beginning of the scrim, everything was going well. Then we go into Esperanza and KCS suddenly says, "Guys, I've lost 25 of my HP." We were flaming him and saying, "What are you saying? Like, how did you lose 25 of your HP? What are you saying?" Then he keeps swearing that he's lost 25 of his HP, and we stopped mid scrim to check. And yeah, we saw the patch notes, and there was a new patch that came out.
So how does it look like now? You've got what, like 2 days to prepare. Does it mean are you trying to play a lot now in these last couple of days to get extra practice, or
I mean, yeah, since yesterday we only played one scrim and we didn't actually scrim the patch. So it all comes out today. So we'll see today. We have two scrims today and hopefully everything is good. I don't know what our team's playing. I don't know if they're still keeping Moga comp or going back to Ram comp or whatever, but shouldn't be too much of a problem, I think.
yeah? Well, if you're comfortable on both, then I guess you can't really lose in theory.
Yeah.
And then if we look at the bracket as well, obviously the group stage probably went as expected, right? Nice, easy 3-0s.
Mm-mm.
And now you get into
Yeah.
your first game against Quick Esports. So you expecting more of the same, right? Should be a straightforward one.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then also, as well as the patch changing, we've also had the bracket changing a little bit. So
Yeah.
you now find yourself with ROC and Ex Oblivion, as well as Quick Esports on your side of a bracket. Are you
Mhm.
happier with that side of a bracket than the previous one?
Uh, I mean, okay, I'm gonna be a bit, gonna ego a bit here, but I don't really care much. I feel like both outcomes would have been the same with both brackets. I feel like we would dominate everyone in this meta. I think we're really the strongest team right now in this meta. Besides London, like SSG are really good too. But the rest, I think, should be kinda easy, if that's fine to say.
Yeah. Happy for you to say that. Obviously, I mean, you made quick work of spray check in the Swiss, right? So, do you think there may be a team that suffered the most with some of these changes, and Malga coming in a little bit more?
I don't know actually. I don't know. No idea.
How do you feel about it as well? Because obviously, one of maybe the nice things that's now happened with this bracket change is there's potentially sets up for you to meet ROC Esports in the sort of the Saudi derby early on.
Yeah.
How confident are you in that one?
Yeah, I mean, playing against ROC Esports is like, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, I'm always comfortable playing against ROC.
So if there's a team you were sort of most scared of, maybe scared is not the right word, but who do you think's the toughest team then you will face in this tournament?
I think SSG, like basically London, they're really good. Like I think they're the best team we've played against.
Do you play them quite frequently then? Are they like as often as you can?
As often as we can, yeah. Not much.
So with a lot of teams, you know, there's some of there's like for a lot of teams, there's they could not win the tournament but still think they had success in the tournament. Are you guys at the stage where because you feel like the patch is good for you and you feel strong at the moment, that anything less than first place is sort of failure or not good enough?
Anything less than second place. I mean, of course, I always want to go for first place, but even if I get second place, I'm still fine with it. Since
Okay.
like I have to give credit to London, they play really good. So I
And
think they're gonna be the only team that's I mean that compete against us.
so you think that's very much the top two in your head then?
Yeah. SR Check are really good too, but like playing against London was the toughest, I think.
Do you think any of these other teams then, like, because I think when I've spoken to a lot of people, they've sort of talked about maybe like a top three, like you, SSG, and Spraycheck. Do you think like
Yeah.
maybe the teams below in like Rock and Exo, how big do you think that gap is? Do you think it's possible they catch up or can even cause an upset?
Uh, like EXO has potential, but I think ROC needs a lot, to be honest, since yeah, they struggle a lot. I've played against them twice, and it's just a big gap, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Like they need to work on a lot, but EXO has potential, I think. Like
And
their
then,
names are good.
yeah. They're also doing a bit of their own look, right? We saw them play Orisa in the previous
Yeah,
group stage
yeah.
as well. So a bit of a unique look.
Yeah.
Do you worry then that with a patch so close to the tournament, now all of a sudden, you know, I imagine previously you've probably been scrimming a lot of Malga mirrors and all of this. Do you worry now you're going to see a load of things you haven't seen before, like new comps or new heroes and all of this when you play against teams?
I mean, not really, since before the patch, everyone was playing RAM comp and comps that we were used against. So now that the patch is reverted, everything is going to go back to the way it was before, you know? Like, people are either going to play the RAM comp or dive comps. And we played against both of them, so not really, no. I think it's going to be the same. Like, I don't think there is going to be any other weird comps that we haven't practiced against, since they didn't buff any other heroes.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance? Because obviously, I think a lot of people also really see you, especially on the RAM comps now. You are one of the best, if not the best. Really hard to beat on that type of mirror. Do you think there's a chance, especially when we get to this sort of tournament format, that teams are going to try and like cheese you and you do something different to catch you off guard?
Maybe, yeah. Like, I don't see it not happening. I think some teams can do it.
And how do you normally adapt to that kind of thing if teams try and play like an off meta or something against you? Is there like do you try and plan for those things, or is it just sort of something you try and solve when it happens?
No, I think we kind of plan for those things, yeah. We always keep in mind what teams can play. We try to get some practice against it. But overall, it shouldn't be that big of a problem, because we already know, like, the basics of this comp. Like, if enemy team swaps to this hero, this is what you do, and so on. Like, we know what to do in this comp against 90% of comps.
Yeah.
Like, it's simple and clear, yeah.
you have like a play style for each type of thing.
Yeah,
If you go into a
yeah.
dive comp or you play against a poke comp or something, you have like a different fix in mind.
Yeah.
And then I actually wanted to ask you about Saudi E-League as well, because obviously you're through to the top 6 in Saudi E-League. And that tournament happens on the 25th to the 28th of March, which is right after the NIS tournament finishes, the OWCS on the 24th.
Yeah.
The Saudi League is a LAN, so are you going to be playing from the venue for your matches this weekend then?
Yeah.
So you're traveling out, is it, I guess some of it is how far is it to travel for you guys to get there and get set up?
I mean, for me, I live in the same city, but it's for UB, LBPD7, and Slay and Killex. All of them have to travel. It isn't much. Like for the Saudis, it's like a 1 hour flight or so. But yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Like the venue is close to me too, so
yeah.
For me, it's not a problem. Me and KSA, we live in the same city, so it's fine.
It's the same venue you've played at before, right? For previous Saudi League events and everything. So you've got a bit of okay. And I guess based on what you've said already, also confident you'll be taking a Saudi E-League trophy as well in the next week?
Yeah.
No
hopefully.
problem. Okay, then if I was to get you to say who you will think, and you can't say your team, obviously, but if you think one other team will win, who will it be?
Has to be ROC Esports, I think.
And
if not our team.
Yeah. And what about in OWCS as well? If it's not you, then
has to be London or SR Peak Check. Like I don't know how to pick, because with the new meta changing, I don't know what London is gonna play, and I don't know what SR Peak Check are gonna play. Both of them are really good. I think if I'm not mistaken, SR Peak Check have beaten SSG before, no? Or was it close? Oh no! I think
it was in
SSG won
scrim.
3-2. Not the match. I saw a
SSG beat Ex Oblivione 3-2. I can't remember if they played in Swiss.
Yeah.
I think they might have played in Swiss as well. I think in some of the scrims that was streamed, Spray Check normally beat SSG.
Okay. Then I don't really know. Has to be one of them.
And then I guess the last thing to ask you as well, do you think then if this is the sort of meta, whether it's like the RAM or the Malga version of Brawl, do you think even though we're going to get a new patch before like the international event, do you think there's a large gap then that EMEA would just beat North America, beat Korea quite comfortably if this was like this type of meta still?
In this type of meta, yeah, I'm pretty confident in beating every region. Even in like World Cup has to be the biggest proof that I personally think our team in this brawl type of comps are really good. We are like really, really good, especially the RAM comp. Yeah, we usually beat every team. Like even in World Cup, even in scrims, like some of them were not even close. I'm not gonna say names, but some scrims were like really, really easy. We kept beating everyone there. So yeah, I think if it's this meta, this is the meta that we have the highest chance on beating everyone.
And maybe this is a hard question to answer, but what do you think it is that makes you guys so good at this particular type of meta and this particular type of comp and puts you above all the other teams?
I think mainly, first of all, I have to give credit to Yubi. Like he's really smart in game. Like easily the best player to play on, to play with. So I think for me, it makes the game a lot easy for me to play. Like I only have to focus on shooting heads, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest, to be honest. It's such a hard question, but for me, the game feels so easy. I don't know how to explain it. Like when I get in game, my team just does everything and I only focus on aiming and shooting. I don't know. Like it feels easy for me. I don't know how to explain it. When I just play these comps, I always play insane and pop off. Like play my best performance.
So maybe like there's such clear direction and ideas from UB and the team that it makes your job simple and you can focus on just playing your best rather than having to worry about other things.
Yeah. And we know the comp, like we know every detail of this comp. We know what to do against everything.
No, well, it sounds like And I think it's probably fair to say you probably are the team to beat in this type of meta. I think you've proven that, especially in the Swiss and in previous tournaments as well. So thank you for your time, Quartz. I appreciate you taking the time, and best of luck this weekend and next week in Saudi Eleague.
Thank you so much, man.